been getting questioned on how I spend my Saturday nights. Usual chick my age would probably be looking at flights. On a vacation somewhere with the girls, that's alright. But I got a long list of other things that sit in my mind. I stumble across your birth chart, I wanna see what's inside. I wanna get a taste of all the things that you might wanna hide. Wanna know why when I get a text, I think I might die. What's it like for you over there when I cross your mind? Hard to get my attention and I know this. Have a bunch of different users on a block list. But if I'm interested, I'll probably go and ask for your birth time. Only half the story, see if we're headed for a good time. What's the best approach of giving you advice? How will my fifth house stellium affect your life? Should I maybe hold back, move slower, just roll the dice? And when I meet your parents, if I should go and dress real nice. Something feels off like a reroute. Are you in my 8th house? Should I watch out?
We are here with the one and only Halez Nation is in the building, y'all.
Hey, hey, hey. It's about time, huh?
Yeah, no, for real. It has been a long time coming. So, why are you in Fargo?
Well, first of all, I actually looked at my old hotel booking from when I was supposed to be up here, and it was this week 2 years ago.
No way.
Yeah, and we decided to not do it because they shut the world down. But
Oh my god. How does that even come to be? Like, you're really big into the synchronicity and, you know.
Oh yeah, I'll catch it all the time. It actually just jumps in my face most of the time.
Yeah, when you actually pay attention, it's like happening constantly. It's crazy to think about.
Yeah, it actually gets really distracting at times.
Yeah, well, yeah, because then you kind of like you're just able to predict everything. Like, this is gonna happen on this day because this happened like a week ago. And it's like leading up to things.
Exactly. Like I was driving to work the other day and I started my day off with anxiety. And the first thing I see is 444 on a license plate. And I'm like, oh, okay. It's going to be one of those days.
Is that a good or a bad?
For me, it's a good thing.
Yeah. Okay.
It's all going to be okay.
Because you're big into numerology. So what do you consider like good numbers versus bad numbers if you're out and about and you see them?
I don't necessarily know that I see any bad ones. I just, whatever tends to show up over and over again, I'm kind of like, all right, well, it's trying to give me something.
Yeah, a lot of 2s, that's like an angel number.
Yeah.
Apparently. 4s don't 4s mean you're like on the right path or something like that?
Yeah, for me, the way I interpret it is it's all going to be okay. It usually tends to show up when things are really stressful, and I'm like, okay. Because I'm always like 4:44 p.m., it's 44 degrees on my dash, and I'm like, okay. That's a little loud, but...
Yeah, no, I feel that. So you have a album coming out. You want to talk about that?
I do. It is a concept album. I mean, obviously, with the numerology, it's very heavily astrology based because I actually got an astrology reading back in June of 2020.
Okay.
So, in the midst of all the lockdowns and everything, I got that done. And at the time, I was just kind of like, oh, this is a lot of good stuff. Yeah. You know, I could see it coming true. It didn't really resonate all the way yet because that's usually how it goes. But I had a lot of questions about my Saturn return in astrology from 27 to 30 is kind of that period. And after that, astrology considers you to be an adult.
Right, okay.
At that point. So it's all about kind of teaching you how to be an adult and really ground yourself into who you are and shake you into the right path and all that stuff. So stuff started getting hectic like really quickly. And as time went on, I was obviously writing music, and I've been trying to write like 3 different albums. Like I tried to write a really metaphysical album, and then my personal life started going to hell. So obviously I started writing about that. But then I went back and listened to the reading, and it was getting so accurate that I turned it into her narrating the whole album.
Oh, wow.
So there's like interlude tracks where she's saying something, and then like the next few songs are all kind of about that, and it all blends. Yeah. Like perfectly together, and it was a happy accident. So I'm like, this is the album. Okay. Perfect.
Well, yeah, that's like your whole thing. Like you base all your music off of like actual events that are going on in your life, and you're like basically just narrating what's happening at the time, like what your thoughts are. And
yeah, exactly. And I was just, because that was the biggest thing holding me back from like putting out a project is like I didn't know where I was going with it. Like, I just was like, okay, well, what is this album?
Yeah.
And then at that point, I knew what it was, and then I was able to fill in.
Yeah, because it kind of just comes to you, right? You're just like, one day you're just like, oh, yeah, duh.
Yeah.
But before, you're just kind of like, what am I going to do? You know?
So, I mean, the album, like, 2 years in the making.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the songs are more towards that when I first got the reading, and then there's a couple that are, like, in the last 5-6 months.
Okay.
So it's one of those things where you can feel where I started, and there was a lot of confidence, and as the personal life got crazy, you can just feel me get more tired in my voice and everything. So it's kind of sad to listen to it back by myself, but at the same time, I think it really captures the project really well.
Yeah, that's dope. What's that album called now?
The album's called What a Time to Be Alive.
What a Time to Be Alive, okay. And when's that dropping?
April 2nd.
April 2nd? Okay.
So, I don't know.
You got in here just in time to
Yep,
let
just
them know.
in time.
Okay,
And it might be in the hands of the people.
Yeah.
But I'm glad they get to hear the rundown of it, because some people are going to be really confused. They're like, what is this? Like, she's talking about Saturn and Chiron. And
But that's your whole thing. Like, it's, you know, obviously everyone's music is not for, you know, everyone. Like, you have a certain audience that you attract. And the ones that do resonate, you got a great fan base going. Like, there's a lot of, like, diehard fans that are just, like, always waiting to hear new shit from you, and that's fucking dope. So it's like...
Yeah, it's gotten really crazy. I mean, it's not... I just have always been a really self-conscious, and that's kind of what kept me from doing it earlier in my life.
Right.
I was actually just talking to Sloshy about this when you guys were gone.
Oh, yeah, they locked themselves in the booth back there.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
They're like, I don't want to disrupt.
Right.
But... yeah, I sometimes I kick myself for not starting earlier, just because it's like we have it ingrained in our head that if you don't start early, you're screwed. But
yeah, are you talking about like starting the album, or are you talking about just like music?
Just
in general?
music in general.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it ties into the album stuff as well, but it's kind of just one of those things where I never would have been able to handle the pressure when I was like 22.
Well, when did you start making music then?
I've always written music. Like, I've played guitar since I was really young, and I was always just shy, so I'd write my songs in my bedroom.
Right.
But it wasn't until I was, like, 24 where I just said, screw it, I'm buying everything myself, and I'm going to figure this out.
Well, yeah, because you're just, your whole thing is, like, you're a full-on self-production. Like, you do everything on your own, right?
Yep, I mix and master everything. I don't make my own beats, just simply, like, someday I really want to, but... I get way too ADHD. Like, there's just so many sounds. I'm like, this sounds good. And then you make something, and then you find something else. And then, like, I'd be negative work done.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, for real. Yeah, that's why I don't really mess with beats. That's why we got Sloshy here. He's the one that, he can make a beat in, like, 2 minutes, dude. Like, I'm just like, how the fuck do you do that? I'm like, yo, if you can do that, more power to you. Because if I try... I asked Sloshy if I could make a beat on his program once. It sounded horrible. He'll have to play it for you because it just, I don't know.
Oh, it's in the vault, huh?
Well, I think actually after we made it, he's like, I'm going to delete that. Like, that's how bad it was.
I'm going to delete that.
Yeah, so.
Won't even save it for sentiment.
No, I'm pretty sure he straight up just deleted it. Didn't even, I was like, bro, that was my first beat. He's like, I'm going to delete that. We don't
taking
need
up
that.
space.
We don't need that in the studio.
You got to start somewhere, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, you also, like, got to see what your strong suits are and, like, really build on those because, like, some people, I think, be trying to do too many things, you know? Like, if you're really good at producing your own sounds, like, definitely do that. But some people really should outsource if they can because, like you said, you don't make your own beats because, you know, you already have that, like, high-quality sound. So if you, like, by chance end up making a bad beat and you have really high-quality vocals over it, it might hurt your brand instead of, you know, help it.
Yeah, and that's what I'm scared of.
yeah. So
kind of dove in, and I'm like, don't want to go backwards.
Mm-hmm.
But I would really like to, when it comes to playing shows, really incorporate my own touch into that because I think that's a little bit more my... speed, like adding guitar. Like, I would love to have a full band.
Like, you want to do a full-on live show like the rappers do it. They got the drum kit and they got the
So I mean, like MGK does.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's the face of his own stuff, but he's got his band.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
I just think it adds a lot to a show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely does. Like, it's a whole different, like, you can, you got the people just rapping over their beat and it sounds a certain way. But when you got, like, actual live instruments in there, it's, like, almost like you actually, like, physically feel the song, like, going through you. It's crazy.
There's nothing like when you feel, like, a kick drum, like, literally in your chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe that's just because I've been to so many concerts.
Yeah.
Like, prior to...
What's your favorite show you've been to?
Honestly, I went to a Halsey show once, and I had gotten seats where I was literally on the stage.
Damn, for real?
Yeah, and there's just nothing that can compare to that, because it's like you also get the view of the show, but then you just turn this way, and it's what they're seeing.
Right.
And it feels crazy when you look and everyone's screaming. You can just feel the physical energy just hitting you, and you're like, whoa, this is like, I was wiped after that show.
Well, I see you're like big into going to concerts and stuff, right? Like, you've got a lot of pictures with different celebrities and shit, I see. Yeah,
I mean, I've been really lucky. I've met a lot of my idols, but ever since the world went the way it did, I just...
Yeah, some bullshit.
Yeah, it went really sour. Like, 2019, I was still going really hard, and then I just screeching halt. But it just switched my mindset. I'm like, you know what? That was a great run. Maybe it's time to put all this time and money into my own stuff, and then eventually be on the stage.
Yeah, because I mean, I feel like as bad as it was, like, it definitely put people in a different element that sometimes I feel maybe they needed.
Yeah.
You know,
and I mean, I'm 2 years older now too.
Yeah.
So
yeah. It's crazy, but like, even I guess me personally, I didn't really perform that much, but I definitely don't perform at all now. I'm in the studio working on some kind of production. That's about it. But like, people be doing shows now again, so that's cool.
Yeah. I really want to do it.
Yeah.
I've never done a show, but that needs to change.
You never done a show?
No, I'm trying to.
Oh, shit.
I'm trying to. 2022 for me is the year of ripping Band-Aids.
Yeah. So do you have like do you have like an anxiety about that, or?
Yeah.
You do?
I like, it's, I won't lie, I'm pretty scared of it, but like, I also know that it's the kind of fear that I need to chase.
Yeah.
Because the fear that doesn't hurt you is what you probably should be doing.
Yeah, you gotta... Well, yeah, half of the fears that we have, it's like once you face them, you're like, dude, that wasn't even scary, like,
Yeah, exactly. And I have a feeling that once I get over that hurdle, the live shows will be my favorite part. Like, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because when I first did a live show, I mean, I tried to make sure there wasn't that many people there, but still, you can't really control how many people show up. So it's like you just have to, okay.
Do you really think it's scarier when there's more people?
I don't know. I don't know what I would do in your position. Like, I don't know if you should just jump into a huge show right away and just get mad hype, or you should try something more small and intimate.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Because, like, it's hit or miss. Because I started with a small show. But, I mean...
I don't know. For some reason, the idea of, like, literally 5 people being in a room
and
just nobody moving, that makes me more nervous.
So you just
200 people that are feeling it.
You just want to start out big then. I mean, it wouldn't be hard for you to, like, book a big show and just
put some shades on. I
Yeah.
can't see any of y'all.
Yeah.
I am doing an album release party, though, 2 weeks after my album drops.
Okay.
And that'll be, like, my first... start to I won't be performing there, but the whole bar is going to be like made to the theme of like my album. And
oh, hell yeah.
And
so
a lot of people
you have other artists performing there that night, or is it just
no one's performing? We're going to do DJ. I'm going to put a lot of people's music though, local artists.
Okay.
I'll have to throw you on there.
Hey, that'd be lit. So it's just going to be pretty much like a chilling at the club kind of vibe.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be just a party.
Okay.
I'm hoping that this event goes really well, because I would really like to make the La Playette my, like, spot.
Right.
Because it's just, like, 6 miles outside of St. Cloud. They're outside of city ordinance. They do, like, outdoor music festivals.
Because you said they, your company sponsors them or something like that?
Yeah, my workplace is actually sponsoring me.
Oh, they sponsor you as an artist? Oh, that's next level.
Yeah, my marketing, and I mean, it's nothing huge right now, but like my marketing manager has been like such an eye-opening experience to me.
Yeah.
Like, he's giving me a push that I didn't know I needed from like a professional person. And like,
he would never go to this lengths if I just sucked.
So he definitely believes in you, and that's really rare considering like it's from a job you're like working at, you know. And he's just like, yeah, I believe in you. Let's invest into your sound. Like I've never even heard of that being a thing.
I know,
which is crazy.
It was definitely something I didn't expect, and I mean, like I said, it's nothing like crazy financial investment, but like since I'm just starting out that angle. He used to work in the liquor business, so he knows people that are still in there, so they can like name drop and stuff.
So he's got the in when it comes to like the nightlife kind of thing.
Yeah, and I mean it helps because you know there's so many people these days that could call a bar and say, "Hey, I want to perform there," and like there's just so many people, that you got to make sure that I don't know.
That's why I feel like it's actually nowadays it's more important to have the right connections than, you know, certain amount of likes on your posts or like
and respected connections.
Yeah, because it's like you could have 10,000 followers, but if they only know you because of one little song you did, or like they're not actually keeping tabs, they're just there to take up space essentially, versus you know, a guy with like 1,000 followers, but they're all like network executives and like high-end producers and like people that can actually, you know, you can share services with. I feel like that's way more beneficial.
Yeah, and that could overnight you.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I don't know. It's tough these days, and the second that you get the hang of like how to do it, they pull the rug from you.
Yeah, that's pretty much. That's why you're you're like independent as fuck. Like you're even making your own music videos and shit.
Yeah.
Like how does that process go?
I mean, honestly, I shoot them on my phone.
Okay.
And I just do what I can. I mean, I definitely want to up that. Like, working at Miller now has helped me out because I can use that location if I want to.
Do they got like equipment you can use and stuff, or backdrops, or?
I mean, I can use some cars.
Oh shit! Oh shit! That's got to be a music video in the future.
Yeah.
Because you guys get some dope cars.
Yeah, I mean, some of them I'm scared of, so it's just like even just standing next to them. Like we had this like $180,000 Mercedes there, and I'm like, I don't even want to touch it. Like I am not responsible if anything is wrong with this thing. Like,
I'd honestly, like if I was in that position, I'd be taking advantage of like the fact that you work around really nice cars. Like I'd be, you know, doing photo shoots in front of them for promo, and like maybe even start a vlog at your car shop because like that's huge right now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and a lot of the people I work with have personalities. And
like
we definitely could be a little better at that.
They could, I mean, there's a lot of shops and like businesses, like if they vlogged their shit, their business would like go to a whole nother level. You know?
I agree.
But then again, you know, some people don't want to do that, and that's fine too. But yeah, I definitely think you should take advantage of the fact that you work around nice cars and shit.
I kind of want to shoot it on the roof.
Yeah.
Like with a drone.
Oh shit! Can you get a car on the roof?
I mean, I don't know about a car, but like I did ask if I could shoot one on the roof, and they said yes, so we'll see.
No way. With a drone and everything?
Yeah. I mean, I want to do something else. I'm sick of sitting in my own apartment and just figuring it out because there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
Like in a small space. Like you can get creative, but what?
Yeah. So you're in St. Cloud. What's the scene like there, music-wise?
I mean, there's a pretty regular scene of people. They tend to play downtown St. Cloud.
Right.
I have had some opportunities, but it just hadn't felt like the right time yet. Like, I think after this album would be a really perfect time to start because I feel like I have a solid body of work, a little bit better of a footing on my sound. I mean... Yeah,
because how many albums have you made now?
Well, this will be my first full length.
Oh, okay.
So
before it was just kind of like mixtapes and stuff, would you say?
I did a lot of singles, an EP, a couple features, but this will be... I'm not doing another album for a while. I hope everyone's aware of that because as much as I loved it, it was like the hardest thing ever.
Yeah, because you were 2 years into that. Like that takes up a lot of... Because I've heard stories of, like, mainstream artists that, like, literally locked themselves in studios for months.
Yeah.
And they just, like, ate there, they slept there, didn't leave except maybe to take a shower or something. Like, you got to be really dedicated.
And that's how it was. I lived in a studio apartment for a year when I was recording it, and it was just like bed, studio, bath, food.
But I mean, maybe that's what it took, you know, because it's like, if you can really come up with a song that just really hits with people, that could be the one that just makes your whole career. And it's like, that type of shit only comes from like complete focus, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it was my outlet too. Like, it was by far the hardest 2 years of my life. Like, and when you're in a studio apartment, what else are you gonna do?
Yeah, there's nothing really else to do.
Yeah, and I mean, I moved out of there and I'm in a bigger space. I have like a way better setup for my studio now, so it's great in that aspect. But it was a nice like break of solitude because there was a lot of chaos going on.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, and I mean the state of the world didn't help, but like I always keep telling people, I'm like, if the state of the world would have been normal, and everything in my personal life happened, still I would be in the same spot. Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to go through things to realize other things, you know?
Because that's what I've been telling people lately. I'm like, I'm not even going to lie, I've had a super easy childhood. Like, I look back at, like, my childhood, and it was a blast. Like, I didn't have anything, like, a lot of people say, I hate my childhood because of this or that, or... My childhood was really easy. Yeah. My teen years started to get tough, but it wasn't till, like, the last 2 years where I feel like my soul came here for now. Yeah. It's like the reason why it was easy before is because it wasn't relevant.
Yeah, it was just kind of like preparing you physically for what you were about to go through. Yeah. I kind of feel like when we were kids, we were more on like autopilot mode. Like we weren't actually like conscious of what was going on. We were just kind of living, you know, like kind of like a film. Like you were just a part of the film, living it out. But like once you're an adult, you're like, oh my God.
I know.
Like life, like physically, it just hits you, and it's just like, what the fuck?
I know, because I mean, when you're in high school and you're living, you know, you got your parents are legally responsible for you, and you're just, I'm sad, I got dumped. This is so hard. Yeah. But then when you go through those things when you're older, you can't stay home because you're depressed because you got to pay your bills. Yeah. Like, for real. You can set yourself back even worse very quickly when you're an adult. So that's also an adjustment too.
You have like no time to actually collect yourself.
Yeah. And even if you love your job, it's just, if I could give it all up to record and just do music stuff, I totally could.
Yeah. I don't blame you there. It's just like, I don't know.
Yeah. It is what it is, but someday. Yeah. It's just like working 80 hours a week, though. Right. You know?
So what are some of your major goals then, like music-wise? Like, you want to have your own studio eventually, or like I would just be fully independent, like everything? Or
I do want to stay, like, I really like what Tech 9 does. Yeah. Like, I try to tune out numbers and like an idea of success in that manner, because I just don't think it gets you anywhere.
Yeah. Well, and then you're just always like, you know, 1,000 likes. Okay, tomorrow I better have another 200. I'm gonna feel like a fucking failure. Yeah. You know.
And why?
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, most of the time, like I've said this before, like most of the time, those likes that you see, they're either just bought or like, it's just called social proof. Like you pad your numbers to look more relevant than you are. Like, that's just the industry standard now, and it's like really affecting us mentally, because you see someone with like thousands of likes on their picture. Oh my God, their life must be so amazing. And it's like,
look at, everyone cares about them even though they don't.
Yeah, that's so. Yeah, I get what you're saying there. The Tech 9 approach, he just kind of focuses on quality, you know.
Yeah, you just gotta do it from the passion, and everything follows suit. Like, I would love to have my own label like that and find artists with a similar mindset.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
And honestly, I would really want to make changes in the industry. Like, I don't need to have the biggest profit margin.
No, right.
Like, do what it makes sense for both parties and keep it rolling. Yeah. Like, it doesn't need to be you're my slave, I need 6 albums from you. Like, it's not.
Yeah, that's the problem with the music industry. Like, most people don't know that when you sign, you actually, like, you pretty much belong to them until you pay off that debt.
Yeah, you know? And that's what they don't understand, is it's a loan.
Yeah, I know. Ladder for the people in the back, because people still don't understand that.
Yeah, they give you $1 million, but
You owe them.
You know how long it's going to take to pay it back?
Yeah.
And if it doesn't ever take off, then you're really screwed.
That's why there's a lot of major artists that have gone bankrupt and shit because, like, they get signed, they get that loan. Well, the only reason they got signed is because they made a hit before getting signed. And then if they don't come up with anything after they get signed...
Well, a lot of times these labels don't even help you to even do anything. That's going to top it.
They're just like, all right, we expect 2 fire albums from you to generate $2 million each by this year. And it's like, why would you want that kind of pressure on you when you could just be like, I love music. I'm going to drop an album when I feel like it.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, honestly, just watching what went down with MGK really woke me up to that, especially because it's like he's had the same label.
Yeah.
His entire career.
Mm-hmm.
What's different?
Right.
Like, why do they just decide to... Mm-hmm. Pump the fun behind him now and give him the resources that he always could have had, like,
right?
Because the funny thing is that he's always said that he's always wanted to try that genre. So why wasn't it earlier?
Well, now, he's like a rock singer now, right? Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I have my suspicions, but
right,
yeah,
beefing with Corey Taylor and
I just find it interesting. It's an Eminem funded label, and then the second he switches genres, he's the biggest he's ever had. He's married to Megan Fox, and it's like, Eminem's like, you can have your success now that you're not rapping. Yeah,
he's probably like, you're in my lane. You're like taking too much.
I mean, that's a conspiracy theory, but it's pretty ironic.
I mean, we're big into conspiracy here, so if you don't want to get us started on that shit.
Yeah,
we'll be
that's gonna be 3 hours.
Yeah, and it's funny because like everybody in the whole room is on the same vibration about it, like, you know. I think that's crazy, like how whenever you like link up with people, when you're really genuine and you don't like try to force any interactions in your life, you always end up with like-minded people around you. Like we just had this new guy come into the studio and he thinks just like we all do, and it's like I didn't even know this dude, and he's just like on a totally the same page, and it's like,
yeah, it's refreshing because I'm really sick of walking on eggshells.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even matter what you're saying either. It's just like you don't know what's going to set somebody off.
And the only reason people are so ashamed to, you know, not ashamed, like more afraid to speak what's actually on their mind is because, you know, we got the mainstream media creating like a group think. And if you go outside of that, then you're considered an enemy of the state pretty much. Yeah. You know?
Especially lately, I've been... You can't, it's like talking to a brick wall a lot of times, but I just tell people, I'm like, just ask why.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
literally it, just ask why.
Can't ask why, then it's like, are you really on the right side of this? Like,
yeah, and like, why is it such a snap judgment that we should be thinking X way? Yeah. Just ask why, and then the answers will come eventually.
Well, yeah, because I mean, when I first started Facebook, like, I used to do pretty good numbers, but then I started posting, like, you know, more thought-provoking shit, and I've been shadow banned since like 2019 now.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
And I'm still trying to like regain what I had. I can't
believe they ban you for trying to sell your stuff on Marketplace.
I know.
When I saw that, I was like, all right, there's
been banned
something
from
going on.
Marketplace multiple times, dude. They even, if you know, you saw that where I tried to post my song link in a music group and they marked it as spam.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because that's like literally why that group is there.
I know. Just imagine like how good the world would be if like these social media giants did not have these restrictive algorithms and like anyone could make it, dude.
In the last 3 years, it's been really bad. Like, I remember the algorithm of 2018?
Yeah.
That was the easiest algorithm.
Yeah.
Everyone was popping in 2018.
And it's like, I don't know what happened, but like, you don't even reach like 2% of your followers anymore.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, I will post something, look at my algorithm, I'm like,
yeah.
So I'm gonna pay for my own followers to see my shit. Mm-hmm. Why?
Yeah, I know. And it's like, even you could start a mailing list, but you know, a lot of people don't like giving you their emails and shit anymore either. So
or
it's
they
like,
just don't even look because it's 500 deep.
Yeah. You get a lot of bounced. You know, they bounce it. They just like. Done. Don't know what that was, but it looks like spam. Yeah. So
yeah, it's tough, and everyone has such a short attention span. Mm-hmm. That's why I was kind of scared to drop a full length project, but at the end of the day, I do it for me. So.
Well, you're on TikTok, right?
Yeah, and that is funny that you mentioned the Astrology crew before. Yeah. Like, everything that I post on TikTok does well. Like my trailer got like 1,500 views overnight.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So it was just like, okay, well, astrology does well on TikTok.
Well, that's good. You just got to find your niche whatever platform like they really resonate with you on. That's the one you should really just be investing most of your time into, because I've been trying to figure out Twitter for the longest time.
Yeah, I don't know.
How do people post and get like 10,000 retweets? I
swear it just hits the right string of people.
Yeah.
Like the right 7 people retweet it, and they just have enough.
Because you could have like 10,000 followers on there, make a really fire post, and just crickets.
Yeah.
It's just
literally.
like, what?
And a lot of times you don't even need a hashtag. If you search a single word, they'll find it. But it's like,
yeah,
I don't know. It's crazy. I should utilize TikTok more, but I don't.
Yeah, because I was talking about this one, Repost Exchange. That's a really good one. People are really sleeping on that. It's like, if you think about it, it's so stupid easy to use.
And you don't have to be spammy about it.
No, you literally get paid to repost people's music and their other artists. So yeah, there's a chance you might not gain actual fans per se, but you'll actually be exposed to real people. Yeah. Which is better than nothing.
Yeah, and then you have the ability, if you actually despise a song, you don't have to repost it.
No, yeah, you can decline it with no reason whatsoever, and they can't do anything about it.
I mean, it's not fun getting that email that says they declined
You've been declined on there?
Yeah.
Yeah, me
definitely.
Too. And they give you, that's the one part, it's like they don't give you a reason, so you're like, why does this person
But then again, at the same time, I don't either.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that guy that's like, this is trash, man. Like,
right.
Or it's not my vibe.
But yeah, I feel like you don't have to be signed to no major label anymore to utilize.
It's just more work, but if you're willing to put in the work. But I'm just so hands-on with my own stuff anyway. Like I do all my own cover arts, all the stuff. Yeah. So I feel like if a label was in charge of that, I would be like pulling my hair out. Yeah. Because I'd be not happy with a lot of it. Yeah. So there is that too. Yeah. Well, and I just can't imagine being on a label and they come into you and they're like, yeah, we need this single by next week.
Or they're just like, we don't like that cover art you made. Make a different one. Yeah. It's like, whoa.
I just can't imagine being told that.
Someone's coming out of the booth. Who could it be? It's Matthew Chewy.
I suppose we've probably been going for a while.
Hey, yo.
Me too.
Do you mind if you come say hi real quick?
Yeah, you come say hi.
We got 2 St. Cloud artists at the SpacePod right now.
How's everybody doing tonight?
St. Cloud taking over Fargo today.
Yeah, I guess. Sir. Fuck it, I guess.
We're outnumbered by Elton John, though.
St. Cloud Cypher coming soon in Fargo.
Yeah, I didn't realize that literally everybody is... So many people are in St. Cloud, and I just never knew. Like, I mean, St. Cloud's... It's similar to Fargo. Fargo's definitely bigger, but similar vibe where you're like, didn't know you were here. What part of town you in?
And that's like the thing. You got like, if you got people that genuinely care about you, they will introduce you to the right people, and then you can just continue growing, you know. Because I was like, oh, I know St. Cloud artists. I'm gonna tell Haley about it. You know? And then you can increase your reach by helping them, and vice versa. And it's like, that's just really how it should be. Like, if someone knew a bunch of artists in Fargo that needed a studio, like, I'd really appreciate that if they told me. Yeah. You know, that's what real friends are.
Because some people just don't know. You just happen to not follow each other, didn't know.
And not everyone's on social media. Some people are pretty low key. Like, you're not gonna find them unless you like run into them or some shit. Yeah. So. Yeah.
That's super true.
But hey, I just want to thank you for coming all the way to Fargo for this interview.
No problem. Only 2 years overdue, but
yeah. We've been talking since I've started music, pretty much. And
it was like probably like summer of 2019. It was right when I started to take music seriously, like really seriously. Yeah.
I lose track of time, but it was a long time.
Well, it's hard to remember pre-2020. Like sometimes I'm like, man, life was like that.
Feel you. All right, well, thank you so much for coming to the SpacePod.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Glad to be here.
And we're probably just gonna party right now, so.
Yeah.
All right. And we out. Peace.